name is Jesse Jarosz, and I am a knife maker. The grinder, I feel like, is the centerpiece of knife making. It's the main tool. It's used for everything from profiling to the actual bevels to polishing, cutting. Pretty much everything that we do involves grinders. I grew up in the rural Midwest in Nebraska, and as a kid I always enjoyed outdoor activities such as hunting and fishing, camping with my family, that sort of thing. Growing up, I worked a lot with my hands for my dad. He was a carpenter, and I think a combination of both my interests and how I learned to work turned me into what I am today. I became a soldier in the Army National Guard, which I am currently a sergeant, and I am still in the National Guard. I feel like the National Guard allowed me to mature and helped me decide what I wanted to do with my life. And being already involved with knife making, I felt like it was only the right thing to do what I love the most, which is being a knife maker. The custom knife community is a really unique industry. It's really tight-knit, and there's a real camaraderie with what we do, with the people we're involved with, compared to, maybe some of the other industries where it's really competitive and you might have more enemies than friends. The custom knife making industry seems to be a lot different. We all are competing against each other, but we all create a product that is unique enough that we aren't really competing against each other. We all have our own specialized designs and features to our knives that we can have kind of our own little niches in the market, and we don't really affect each other, by putting out more knives than this guy or that guy. Everybody's a lot better friends because we're not constantly trying to beat each other out. A lot of the new guys to the industry are retiring or towards retirement in another field, such as a machinist. They fall back on knife making as a source of income only after they've already established their family, their house has been paid for, all of that, and they take knife making as more of a retirement job. So I'm kind of unique in that I'm starting out fresh from high school with no schooling, no training on this, no prior experience with machines or anything. I'm just starting raw from the beginning, and I'm one of the youngest guys in the industry right now. So a lot of the older, more established guys that I've become friends with kind of give me shit a lot and kind of bust me up about being the young guy. Not having a background in machinery or having a degree to fall back on, I feel like starting now at such a young age is more risky than some of these other guys that have been doing something else that they could probably find another job at a machine shop or whatever it is that they did. I don't have anything to fall back on, so I've got to give it 110%. 2012 USN Gathering Show in Las Vegas, I won the Best New Maker Award. And it was a really good motivation because just a month later I would be taking knife making into my full-time career, and winning that award was just kind of a reassurer to me, you know, that I was making the right decision in pursuing knife making. I also have my own website, which most makers do have, but they are typically not well taken care of. You know, they're outdated, the format's outdated, everything about the website is updated, and I try to keep my own website as current and up-to-date as possible. I just want to make myself as accessible and interactive with my consumer base. When I make a knife, I put everything I've got into that knife. There's a lot of mental strain, there's a lot of physical strain, and it's a very stressful creation. It's stressful to build a knife. Being a custom knife maker, I feel like fit and finish is one of the most important things that we should focus on. The whole reason we make knives is to show we can make them better. We can make better knives than a production company. We're putting thought into our product. We're not just, you know, a mindless machine stamping out blade after blade after blade. That one knife has had a lot of thought and a lot of work put into it. I cover my knives with a lifetime warranty. Part of that is taking care of knives as they get used. So if they need sharpening or a tune-up or something like that, I'm always willing to take those in and do it for you free of charge, because when you're paying for a top-notch product, you want to make sure it's serviced and at 100% all the time. As far as goals and what I look to achieve being a knife maker, I feel like starting at such a young age, I'm going to have a lot more time to achieve the goals I want to achieve. I want to make sure that I become the best, and not just in my mind or, you know, brainwashing my fanboys and having them think that I'm the best, but truly, honestly, be the best knife maker that there is. I feel like what sets me apart from other makers currently is my attitude. It's something that I really love to do, and I enjoy it, and it's not just some 9 to 5 to me. And loving what I do so much allows me to have a stronger desire to create a better product. Kind of takes away the feeling of, you know, I have to do this, I have to do that. It's more I want to do what I have to do that day. Whether it's grinding blades, fitting locks, whatever it may be, I don't mind doing it so I can put more energy into it. When what you do doesn't feel like work anymore, it makes it a lot easier to spend the extra time on the little details, you know, the things that make just that small bit of difference, but they make it as close to perfect as possible. And I feel like you have to spend the time on those little things. The most satisfying thing to me about finishing a knife is getting the response from the customer and seeing what they think of the knife. It's one thing to have somebody email you or call you or even shoot you a text and say that they're really excited about the knife that you made them, and they're just freaking out about how awesome it is. You know, you work really hard on this knife for hours and hours, and you sweat and you cuss and you get pissed off, but when you see somebody at a show at your table pick up the knife and you can see their face light up, it just makes all the struggle and all the cussing you did to make that knife totally worth it. I feel like fit and finish is one of the most important things that knife makers have to focus on, because if you wanted just a piece of shit knife, why wouldn't you just go to McDonald's or
And that's stuck to the tape. I'm still real. I got it. I'm sorry. Go to McDonald's, dude. Go to McDonald's.
Can I have 3 full tangs and 2 folders, please? Yes, I'd like to supersize that.
McDonald's.